Hello, my name is Chelsea Hillard, and the object that I chose to describe myself and I guess me and my future, my career, all that is my Bible. So it is, let's see, parts of it. I think it is, while it is not just an object, you know, it is so much more than an object. And I had been exposed to church, you know, off and on in my childhood. I had quite a long period, I guess, what you would call silent years. And then I moved to Wichita, Kansas, and that's when I met my husband, and he reintroduced me to God. And that is when God really started heavy molding of me, changing me like you would work a piece of clay. I started then to have dreams like what ifs, what if I could do some form of ministry? And then, those second guesses come in and don't be stupid, you're not smart enough. You're terrified of standing up in front of people and talking, you could never. But then, day by day, the wanting got stronger. And I told myself I wouldn't be accepted to any college. I did this for years before finally one day I was maybe I could just sign up for fun. I'm not going to get accepted, but just for fun, And that is when God brought me to Mid-America Christian University. So I signed up for sorry, I don't know what happened. Anyway, and Mid-America Christian University had me ready, everything done so fast, it was almost unbelievable. And one of the staff asked what I wanted to do. And I said, ministry. I want to learn everything I can about the Bible and do something in ministry. She said, okay, so she had it all set up. And that brings me to one of the craziest parts of my story. I had really no knowledge of God. I just had this yearning. I only knew a couple of the basic stories, that they tell kids, the first little bits. But I knew that God was pulling me to this and wanted me to do this. And so I started studying everything I could, getting every book I could, watching every sermon I could. And I think the hardest part of this has been overcoming all the fears that I had. All of these things that I had created in my own mind So I didn't grow up with a good mom, and I didn't grow up with a dad, and I was raised by my grandparents. And one thing when you're raised by elderly people is you become sheltered. So being in public and talking was terrifying for me. But here I am, and I think that that's why this class is really important. When I first seen it, I was terrified. I stressed myself almost to death. But I think the Bible is and God is a huge part of my story, and this is just the beginning. So, uh, my name is again Chelsea Hillard, and thank you for watching me.